This is
They
your
just
fucking
don't
life.
seem to be taking this shit serious. Like, a lot of them that everybody really cares about, like, they're still using, and everybody's still just waiting to look on their Facebook every day to see who's gonna be next. You know, I know I'm not the only one that does that. Like, man, it's getting so common now that everybody's just waiting to look at their Facebook, like, rest in peace, blah, blah, blah. You know, and there's been a lot that, you know, I worked with at the counseling center, man, that you would never even think would mess up.
No one is
like,
going to
they
save
seem
you.
to have their shit all together, and like, bam, you know, and they're just... You guys don't realize that no matter how many bridges that we've burnt, no matter how many people we've screwed over, no how many people, you know, that hate us, that seem like they, you know, want us dead, you know, all of them loved us at one time, you know, and we can get back to that person. So the next time you down yourself and, you know, use because you don't think that you're worth it, or you use because you don't think anybody likes you or loves you, you know, there's always going to be that one person that still hopes that you stay alive and get clean. Yeah, like, I don't give a shit who you are. I don't give a shit how much shit you've done in your past. Like, it's for your past for a reason, and you get forgiven and you make amends and you get better. Like, you don't use that shit as a reason to die. Yeah, I mean, that's just all there is to it. That's all there is to it. People aren't just getting high and enjoying their life anymore. You know, it's death in a bag. You're getting shit. It doesn't matter what you're getting. Meth, weed, like, it just seems to be in everything. This last time that I relapsed, and I relapsed on meth, I died 7 times on that shit, you know, and I thought it was going to be cool. I thought, oh, well, it's speed, you know, I'll be alright. I had like 5 years off heroin, you know, like, I was good. And then I died 7 times, and, like, it's pretty bad that sooner or later you get tired of dying so many times and so many people saving you and bringing you back. Because trust me, I hated every minute of it. I hated every time I woke up and seen that person, like, damn it, you died again. You know, like, and what's really shitty about it is I can die all these times by doing it.
Do you realize your
And
last bit of life?
It's a few minutes later that I'd still have a needle and put it in my arm. You know, like, it didn't affect me. Like, oh, you just died. So what? You know, it's like a burp or something. Like, oh, so what? I just burped. Bam. You know, like that is insane. That is the insanity part of this disease. Like, it doesn't matter. Okay? So I want you to picture this, okay? Because I've had it happen so many freaking times. Like, even when the friends of mine, like, I overdosed and they threw me out in a fucking, like, okay, it was in my town, okay? In my little town, there's this little fucking store on the corner, and these people stole my dope, put my needle in my back pocket, propped me up by this little fucking store, and had the nerve to put my sunglasses on my face while I laid there and died. Like, so I come to, and like, there's paramedics, right? They're calling my name and they're pounding my chest, like, and my chest is really hurting at this point because they just keep pounding it, man. And like, I can feel, like, I can hear, and I can kind of, like, I don't want to say like I was above myself, but I was above myself. Like, I could see everything that was going on, and there wasn't shit I could do about it. There wasn't shit I could be like, oh my God, you know, like, come on, Tiffany, wake up. But it wasn't like that. I could hear everything, and the cops, and blah, 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 we're bringing her in, you know, saying that, like, talking to the hospital and shit, you know, calling it in, saying that they're bringing in an overdose patient, you know, like,
the fuck part of that.
So every time that I would die, like, one of the times I died, I was around a bunch of my friends, okay, and these were real friends. Like, I woke up in a bathtub full of ice. I remember I was soaked and I was freezing, but like, I heard them, like, shaking me and saying, Tiffany, wake up, you know, and like, I couldn't say anything. And I come to, and it was almost like I just fainted. You know, I mean, that's exactly how it felt. Like when I came to, it was like I fell backwards or something, or like I took a nap and I came to.
You're
like, you know,
if you've
ever had a seizure, right? This is exactly what it's like, having a fucking seizure. And like when you come to, you are so drained from that seizure. I have seizures, especially when I take gabapentin. You know, like that puts me in a seizure right now. So when I come to, and I don't know what's happening around me, I just have these paramedics around me and shit.
The most selfish way out.
Like you're just like, what happened? Like you don't even remember. Like I had one in front of my daughter once, and she said, "Mom, you look like a fish out of water," you know, and it's so sad that she had to see that because it scared her, and that's probably something she thinks of, you know, like, and that's another thing, like, pushing your kids to go live with somebody that isn't in addiction, somebody that isn't fighting this disease every day. Like, I drug my kids through this shit. And it was before everybody was dying on a daily basis. But could you imagine? Like, you're not even thinking about that. You're not even thinking about if you use meth and your kids are in the back seat and that fentanyl's right there. That's what they're going to remember. They're going to remember you shooting up in the front seat and dying. Like, we don't think about that. Like, I can promise you, I never once thought about that. I never once thought about Joe and Schmo being around my children that might be sex offenders. You know, that they could be molesters. And, oh, well, I got to go get dope, so you stay here, watch my baby.
And that's some fucking bullshit.
And that shit would affect them for the rest of their lives. And it's like, I didn't even care. Like, you see this shit. And it's the disease got you so messed up. And you're trying to be a parent at the same time, right? You can't pay your bills. You can't do anything. You can't even hardly put gas in your freaking car. But you're going to act like a mom. You're going to act like you took care of these kids, okay? So I did that. I didn't want people to think I was a bad mom. I didn't want people, you know, like, and what's bullshit about it is I thought more about what they thought of me as a mom. Like, I thought, okay, you take care of your kids by feeding them, keeping them clean. You know, I would actually lock my kids in the fucking living room and take all their toys, bring them in the living room. This is so sad.
If you don't
I
care.
had 3 locks on my front door. And I put everything in, like, that was my babysitter. You know, the TV, the movies, all their toys, snacks. And I would go in the bathroom and, like, their little hands would be under the door. You know, like, Mom, pay attention to me. Like, they just wanted my attention. So, like, if you're a parent and you're, like, dragging your kids through this shit, like, that is the worst thing you can do. And if you think you're doing them a favor by staying there and staying with them, like, that's all they're going to ever remember of you. And that's not what I wanted for my kids. The only thing that I ever wanted to do out of life was be a mom. And so going from
Trust me, no one else will.
to not having a purpose, okay? You have this purpose, you wake up, you take care of your kids, but yet you have this disease that you're feeding into. You had this fucking disease that's telling you, wake up, you gotta use first, you gotta go get your fix before you even feed your children. You know, like, that's fucked up. Like, I don't give a fuck who you are. If you have your kids and you're fighting this disease, they do not deserve to be with you. Because they are paying for our fucking actions. They are paying for our consequences of being sick.
The choice is yours.
The best thing that I could have done for my children is give them a life without my struggle. Okay? My kids are having the time of their life. They get to have a normal life. I'm not in and out of it, in and out of jail, you know. They're not seeing this. They get to go on vacations and they're learning and they're going to be like these awesome kids. They're going to be these awesome adults. Okay, I haven't seen or talked to them in 2 years, but you know what? I'm holding on to that hope that when they get older, I'll be okay. I'll be set. And when they come and find me, I'll be here. So God bless you. I hope you guys change.